In the previous video, we could control one servo motor by using one potentiometer. In this video, we are going to control 8 motors by using 8 potentiometers simultaneously. Let's get started. First of all, we need to use some more parts because the Arduino Nano only has 6 PWM pins. As you know, PWM is essential to control servo motors. How can we solve this problem? Here is the solution. I'm going to use PCA9675 board, which has 16 PWM pins. The only thing we have to do is sending the signal to this board by using I2C communication. You may feel it sounds hard, but don't worry. There are so many pre-made source code files. Actually, it is pretty simple. This drawing shows its overall system. I'm going to make 8 cables for connecting the potentiometers and the Arduino board. The cable I use is called DuPont cable. I bought assembled cables. I will leave the link in the below description. Now, I'm going to assemble all parts together. As I always say, we need to make sure the direction. Like the previous video, I used the DuPont cables and I slightly cut the end of the terminal so that it could be tight. Plug the cables like the video and glue it. Put the servo motors one by one. Let's make the source code for this. Basically, the Arduino is going to read analog values and send I2C data. Once the PWM module receives the data, it generates PWM signal immediately. Let's take a look into the source code. It is short and simple. The first line means that I will use a pre-made library to control the PWM board. And the second line means that I made an instance of the PWM driver. These two lines are for setting up the board. 50 Hz is normally used for servo motors. These 3 lines are most complicating code. Let's take a look into the setPWM function. It needs 3 parameters. The first parameter is for selecting the servo motor. The second and third parameters are for setting up the timing of PWM. If you don't understand it, just skip it. Just copy and paste the code and try it. As you can see, I don't think it works well. What happened? ADC and I2C share the same pins, so we cannot use it together. That's why I need to use one more Arduino. One Arduino is for getting potentiometers value, sending its value to another Arduino through a serial communication. Another Arduino is for operating the PWM driver based on the value from the communication. Here is the idea about the communication. The master Arduino sends number 255 as meaning data is coming, and then sends ID number. For example, if the master sends the first potentiometer's value, the number will be 0. And then master sends its angle, which range is from 0 to 180. There are 2 source code files for each Arduino. Upload the source code. Okay, it works pretty well. Next video, I'm going to show how to communicate it without any wires. Wireless communication is so useful, as you know. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment on this video. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe. See you next video. Bye.